Prior to we start, it's a Zoom meeting. The meeting ID number is 995-1065-1743, and the password is 790252 for anybody who's watching it on the television channel and they'd like to watch on Zoom and participate. Everybody please rise for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody please remain standing. I'd like to take a moment of silence for the passing of Carmen Bucky, who served many years on our zoning board faithfully, and her husband Dick Bucky, who passed away many years ago. They both served the town in great capacity and did very well for the town residents over the years. So with sorrow to the Bucky family. A moment of silence. Thank you. Roll call.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Bill Carlos, Second Ward.
Jessica Lopez, Third Ward.
Michael Safone, Fourth Ward.
Stefan Krakauer, Fifth Ward.
Ann Schurshin, Sixth Ward.
Felicia Salvatore, Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, Attorney for the town.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. Welcome, everybody. This is our annual reorganization meeting. I'll just go over the meeting real quick. Number one is the appointment of the attorneys for the town. 2 is adopt a non-union salary schedule. 3 is appoint the emergency chain of command. 4 is appoint the emergency interim successors. 5 is appointment to the joint water board. 6, appointment of town historian. 7 is the designation of official town banks. 8 is adopt the 2021 official holiday schedule. 9, designation of 2021 town board meeting schedule. 10, adopt and approve the 2021 highway rental rates. 11, approve and adopt the 2021 highway supplies. 12, authorize the 2021 agreement to expend highway funds 284 agreement. 13, readopt the rules of the town board. 14, authorize bonds for town officials. 15, approve the adjustment of holiday schedule for the highway department through the leaf pickup. 16, authorize business miles reimbursement. 17, authorize the supervisor to sign an agreement with the Washington Hollow Rod and Gun Club. 18, authorize the supervisor to invest in New York class. 19, appointment to the CAC. 20, approve the street lighting for Ludlow Drive. 21, approve a certificate of attendance. 22, approve a resignation. 23, approve a certificate of attendance. 24, approve retirement. 25, authorize a contract agreement with Advent Financial Systems. 26, approve a budget transfer. 27, authorize EDA Endeavor Municipal Development. 28, authorize special consents. SC1, appoint Kelly Tremper, receiver of taxes. SC2, a notification of claim, quarter rail versus the town. SC3, association of town delegates. SC4, Mara Rothman, deputy assessor. SC5, authorize the supervisor to sign a funding procurement agreement with Eastdale Village. With that, I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any item on the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody like to discuss any item that is on the agenda? If not, a motion to resume the rules?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Jeff?
Ready? Be resolved that the town board finds pursuant to town procurement policy, Article 3C, that it is the best interest of the town to reappoint Vanderwater and Vanderwater LLP as the attorneys to the town of Poughkeepsie pursuant to Town Law 22B for 2021 without the solicitation of alternate proposals, and is hereby designate to provide such legal services at Town Hall, at town board meetings, and by telephone consultations for $111,000, to provide the balance of the required legal services at the rate of $187 per hour for partners, $175 per hour for associates, and $90 per hour for paralegals, subject to a shared annual cap of $65,000, together with zoning and planning pass-through funded services as requested, and to represent the town in litigation and tax certiorari matters as separately assigned from time to time at $195 for partners, $175 for associates, and $90 per hour for paralegals. So move.
Second.
We got a
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 1B, be it resolved that for 2021, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby find pursuant to Town Procurement Policy Article 3C that it is in the best interest of the town to reappoint Wallace & Wallace LLP pursuant to Section 20, Sub 2, Sub B of the town law to act as attorney for the town without solicitation of alternate proposals, and does hereby reappoint it to provide services for code enforcement advice and litigation in the town of Poughkeepsie, town courts regarding zoning, noise control, animal control, building code control and violations, parking violations, vehicle and traffic enforcement at the rate of $155 per hour, subject to an annual maximum cap of $60,000 from the legal department budget line, with any surplus reverting to the general fund at the end of the year 2021. Together with the zoning board and the planning board pass-through funded services at the rate of $187 per hour for partners of counsel and senior associate attorneys, $175 per hour for associates, and $90 per hour for paralegals. And zoning and planning board matters at those rates, subject to a shared cap of $65,000 per year. So moved.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Sorry, I have one question. You can finish the vote.
Go ahead.
You said, Doreen wanted to comment on something, but she couldn't get in time on the agenda. Is it possible for her to,
We
can you
suspend the
suspend it
rules.
again?
Yeah, we can
Because
resuspend the rules and more people.
you don't
Yeah,
mind.
let's finish this one, yeah.
Okay.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. I'd like the motion to resuspend the rules since some more people have showed up in the meeting now for any item on the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody like to speak to any item on the agenda? Doreen?
Hi, Jay. Yes, I have a question on agenda item number 26. I think there might be an error on that.
oh, the date is wrong. It's a budget modification. It says 2020.
20
in the-
budget, should be 20.
It is, no,
Oh, it is that
it
budget?
is. We're modifying the 2020 budget. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you hear that, Doreen?
No, it's not, I'm not questioning the year of the
Oh,
budget. It
sorry.
says it's for the police department. I don't think that's,
No, so it's
You're
police
right,
department.
it's Recreation Department.
Sorry, Doreen.
Sorry, Doreen, we tried to help you.
okay.
We'll change it when we get
All
to
right.
it.
So yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure that, all right.
You are correct.
I guess that's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's funny.
I'll be all right.
Anybody else? Make a motion, resume the rules?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Jessica?
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby find that it is in the best interest of the town pursuant to Town Procurement Policy Article 3C to authorize the supervisor to sign a labor and employment legal services letter agreement for the year 2021 between the Town of Poughkeepsie and David R. Wise of the law firm of Mackey, Butts and Wise at the rate of $190 per hour for attorneys and $105 per hour for paralegals, and in substantially the same terms as 2020 without solicitation of alternate proposals, and does hereby authorize the execution of said agreement. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby approve and adopt the non-union salary schedule for the year 2021, a copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint the following individuals as the emergency chain of command for the year 2021, to wit: 1, John J. Baisley; 2, Mark Pfeiffer; 3, Jeff Renahan. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whose turn is it?
Ann?
And number 4?
Number 4,
Yeah.
all right. 2, 3, got it. Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint the following individuals as emergency interim successors for the year 2021 as requested by the Dutchess County Department of Emergency Response, and does hereby specify their rank in the order of succession as listed. The following individuals: 1, Mark Pfeiffer; 2, Jeffrey Renahan; 3, Bill Carlos. And be further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized, empowered, and directed to execute the emergency interim successor designation form and to return it to the DC Department of Emergency Response. So moved.
Second.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby reappoint Bill Carlos to the Joint City-Town Water Board for a 3-year term, which term will run from January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2023. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes
Abstain.
7.
Abstain? I shouldn't vote for myself, I don't think.
You can vote for
You can vote for
I
yourself.
always do.
I can?
Yeah.
I vote
Yeah.
for my,
You can
Okay, I
for
vote for myself.
Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint John Penna as the town historian for the period of January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021. So moved.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any questions?
Before we do that, I thought this was normally a 2-year term.
Last year he was only appointed for 1 year for whatever reason, Ann, so.
Yeah, because, so we're not gonna fix this now and make it a 2-year term, or
No,
we're just gonna
because
do a 1 year and
it
then do
should
2
run
years the
concurrent
next
and-
time?
No, it should run concurrent with
The town board.
our town board. So,
This'll finish him up.
yeah.
So this'll finish it up and fix it.
Right.
Right.
Okay, yeah, because we don't wanna let him off the hook, okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Item number 7. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby designate the following banks as the official banks for the Town of Poughkeepsie for the period January 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2021, to wit: Greene County and Commercial Bank, Key Bank, Chase J.P. Morgan Bank, Signature Bank, TD Bank, Salisbury Bank. So moved.
Second.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby declare and adopt the following official holidays for the year 2021, to wit: New Year's Day, Friday, January 1st, 2021; Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 18, 2021; President's Day, Monday, February 15th, 2021; Memorial Day, Monday, May 31st, 2021; Independence Day, Monday, July 5th, 2021; Labor Day, Monday, September 6th, 2021; Columbus Day, Monday, October 11th, 2021; Election Day, Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021; Veterans Day, Thursday, November 11th, 2021; Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 25th, 2021; Day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 26th, 2021; and Christmas Day, Friday, December, that's not right, Friday, December 24th, 2021. That would be Christmas Eve, yeah?
Yes. Yep,
Because
So
Christmas
moved.
is on a Saturday, so we get
So
the
we'll
day
be-
before.
we'll be celebrating
Got
the
it.
day before. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Did we have a
Opposed?
second on that?
Second.
Thank you.
All those opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas the town board, town of Poughkeepsie, has determined that a regular meeting of the board shall be held on the first and third Wednesdays of each month, with a committee of the whole meeting to be held on the second Wednesday of each month for the year 2021. Unless otherwise noted, now therefore be it resolved, town board, town of Poughkeepsie is hereby adopted 2021 town board meeting schedule, a true copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein. Be it further resolved, said meeting shall be at the Town Hall, Town of Poughkeepsie, 1 Overrocker Road, Poughkeepsie, New York, and shall commence at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas proposals were solicited for the Highway Department rental rates for the year 2021, now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve and adopt the Highway Department rental rates for the year 2021 per the recommendation of the Superintendent of Highways, true copies of which are on file in the Town Clerk's office for public inspection. So moved.
Second.
Second.
We got a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Whereas bids were solicited for highway supplies for the year 2021, and whereas said bids were received and opened, and now therefore be resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby award bids for the highway supplies for the year 2021 per recommendations of the highway superintendent as outlined in the documentation attached hereto and made a part of hereof. So moved.
Second?
Second.
We got a motion and second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the town board of town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorized, adopt, and approve the execution of agreement pursuant to section 284 of the New York State Highway Law to expend town highway funds in 2021 according to the terms and conditions set forth therein, a copy of which is attached hereto and made a part hereof. So moved.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the town board of town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adopt the annex rules of the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie, a copy of which is attached hereto and incorporated herein. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution number 14. Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby declare and direct that the bonds for all town officials be continued in the same manner as heretofore established with the same force and effect. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions?
Yeah, who seconded that?
Stefan.
Stefan? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved, town board, town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adjust the holiday schedule for the highway department due to its leaf pickup commitments on Election Day and Veterans Day as follows. Election Day, November 2nd, 2021, will be changed to August 5th, 2021, and Veterans Day, November 11th, 2021, will be changed to December 23rd, 2021. So moved.
Second?
We have a motion-
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby continue the amount paid for business mileage reimbursement at the current IRS rate. So moved.
Second.
Motion and second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a license agreement with Washington Hollow Rod and Gun Club, Inc. for the use by the town of Poughkeepsie Police Department for target practice for an annual fee of $2,600 in substantially the form annexed, which agreement shall be in effect from January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the town board of town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to invest with New York Cooperative Liquid Asset Security System and to execute the necessary municipal cooperation agreement and such other documents that are necessary to allow these investments. So moved.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reappoint Margaret Sloman to the Conservation Advisory Commission for a 2-year term, which term will run from January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2022. So moved.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Bill? No?
Yes, Resolution 20. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a Central Hudson Gas and Electric Corporation Street Lighting Authority order for the installation of an LED street light at pole 64996 on Ludlow Drive, a copy of which is attached. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept the certificate of attendance for Nicole Giamatti for online training presented by New York State Hudson River Estuary Program entitled Wetland Conservation, What Do We Have to Lose? Copy of which are attached. So moved.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved, Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie to accept with regret the resignation of Roland Plain III with the Town of Poughkeepsie Sewer Department effective January 8th, 2021. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions?
Wish Roland well.
Same here. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved, that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept the certificate of attendance for Carl Whitehead for a 7-hour educational PACE land use conference entitled Ethics in Land Use, Guiding Principles for Attorneys and Land Use Board Members, copy of which is attached. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the retirement of John O'Rourke, police officer with the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department effective January 29th, 2021. So moved.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions?
Just like to offer John a very good retirement. I've known him personally for years. He's been an asset to the town, and he's going to be missed, but I hope he enjoys his retirement.
Yes. I wish him well in his retirement. Thanks for his service to the town. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Be it resolved, the town board finds that it would be in the best interest of the town, and so does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a contract between the town of Poughkeepsie and Advent Financial Systems LLC as presented, subject to clarification requested by supervisor and attorney of the town to provide prosecutor traffic safety education services without the solicitation of additional proposals, which contract which will be in effect for 12 months, renewed thereafter annually, subject to cancellation 90 days before each anniversary date. The execution of said contract, which is part of the town's enforcement proceedings, is a type 2 action requiring no secret review. So moved.
Second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any questions?
No, this program looks like it'll work
Yeah.
really well, so.
Yes, this program is not meant just because of COVID. This is a group that's been doing this for many years. They're in 23 states. This is to help us get through the process of getting tickets, being the courts are closed now, through the ticket violator and back, and through a traffic class, to help resolve the problem of the backlog of tickets to move us forward. And it's got a quick cancellation policy in there if we have to cancel, if we're not happy. There is no cost to the town for doing this. It's almost along the same line as when we had the company take over that was doing our parking tickets. They are gonna do all the legwork for us. So hopefully this will stop the backlog that's over in the court due to COVID, and it'll help us catch up, so when this is over with, we'll be able to move forward with a decent amount. And if it works, we'll probably keep this going forward once the courts are back open. It's used upstate, all throughout Buffalo, Onondaga County for years, so it's definitely something that could work in our favor. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby modify the 2020 budget pursuant to the attached budgetary transfer request form submitted by the comptroller to transfer budgeted money for the Recreation Department accounts as follow: 7620-0431 material 5,000 to 7110-0212 park improvement 5,000. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a
Second.
second. Any questions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Now, Mr. Supervisor, for number 27, I do not have the documents.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got you, Bill. Whereas EFG Sabre Heritage SC LLC, Sabre, is redeveloping the former Hudson River Psychiatric Center site known as the Hudson Heritage Project, including the reconstruction of a portion of the project site wastewater infrastructure. And whereas the town of Poughkeepsie town wishes to see the site redeveloped and is considering reconstructing a portion of the wastewater infrastructure through the town sewer district. And whereas this wastewater project has been favorably ranked for financing on the New York State Environmental Facilities 2020 Intended Use Plan, and whereas the town, in an effort to reduce the amount of the potential borrowing for its wastewater infrastructure work, and to thereby reduce the annual benefit assessment charges to property owners in the prospective sewer district, has by Resolution 718 SC6 of 2018 and 1148 of 2020 authorized and directed the supervisor to apply for a New York State Environmental Facilities Corp. And the U.S. Department of Commerce grants and financing, and further wishes to pursue other funding opportunities. And whereas grant applications are type 2 actions requiring no secret review, and the Hudson Heritage Project has been the subject of a completed secret review. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie authorizes and directs the town supervisor to execute a contract in substantially the form annexed with Endeavor Municipal Development Incorporated to pursue grants and lending sources for the town's Hudson Heritage Project work at a cost not to exceed $24,000 per year, plus disbursements, and also contract with Sabre to have the town's contract payments to Endeavor made from escrow funds deposited by Sabre, with the town's reserving solely to itself the right to reimburse or capitalize the fees paid by Sabre. So moved.
Second.
With a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby grant special consent to the following items to wit: 1, appoint Kelly Tremper Receiver of Taxes. 2, the following claim is referred to legal, Cortorial versus the town. 3, Association of Towns Delegate Attendance. 4 is to appoint Mara Rothman Deputy Assessor. And 5 is authorized supervisor to sign funding procurement agreement for Eastdale. And be it further resolved that upon the objection of any member of the town board, an item may be removed from the list and voted on separately. So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Kelly O. Tremper as the receiver of taxes and assessment, which appointment is to complete the unexpired term of Karen Schubert through 12/31/2021, who has retired. Such appointment to be with the full authority of the office, including that of signatory and endorser on the accounts of the receiver of taxes and assessments. And be it further resolved that said appointment is effective January 11, 2021. And be it further resolved that said appointment shall receive the annual salary of $55,594.67 and all benefits. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All
Yeah, I had the opportunity to speak with Kelly about the position. I know she's been with the town for a while. I think she's very excited to take on the new role, and she has worked over in that department, so I think it's a good fit. The other thing I just want to note was that in the past we had looked at, and when I was previously on the board, we had looked at possibly making the receiver of taxes an appointed position. I still would like to probably take a look at that at some point in the future, but I'm fine going ahead with the appointment now.
Okay.
I just want to say that she's been my deputy for the last 7+ years, and I wish her well. It's the receiver of taxes office gain and my loss, sadly. It's gonna be hard to replace. Thanks, Kelly. I know you're out there.
And that's actually a good comment. She comes with experience in the banking industry and her local church. She was an accountant there for years, in charge of bookkeeping there, and she worked for, I think it was Chase Bank before that. And I think she'll do a great job in that office. And
She's very diligent,
Yeah.
and she has the good personality that one might need to collect taxes.
And she has filled in from time to time over there to
Yeah.
help a little bit. It's gonna be a learning curve, but
Kelly, you have anything to say?
we'll get it.
No, okay.
Can't unmute her. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't have any of these resolutions.
Okay.
Okay, the following claim has been referred to legal, Cortiel versus the town.
Okay, let's see.
SC3, be it resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby appoint John J. Baisley as delegate of the Association of Towns. And be it further resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby authorize and approve the attendance of all elected and non-elected officials with prior Town Board approval to the annual meeting of Association of Towns. So moved.
Second?
A motion and second. Any questions?
Do we have a date on that yet, Jay?
Yeah, Jessica, I'll email you too. It's all gonna be online this year, so they'll actually know what time
Oh,
it's
okay,
anywhere.
great.
Yeah, I'll email it out to everybody. We just got it last week with all the
February
classes.
14th through the 17th,
Yeah, it's
I have
same-
the packet
it's still
here.
the same weekend?
whatever the 14th to the
Yes.
17th, so, don't spend Valentine's Day with your husband. Be on
All
virtual.
right, well, priorities, right?
It's President's Weekend usually. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
You get that one, Jerry?
I'll get it. Be resolved, the Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby appoint Mara Rothman to the position of full-time Deputy Assessor with the Town Assessing Department, starting salary of $60,000 per year, effective Monday, January 25th, 2021, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 8 and more than 26 weeks per civil service law. And be it further resolved, the supervisor is authorized to execute and fulfill all documentation required by Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Welcome aboard.
Whereas by resolution 8.19, number 10 of 2020, this board authorized the supervisor and other town officers to execute agreements with New York State Department of Transportation applying for state funding through the DOT's multimodal grant program and effort to defray the expenses incurred by the contractor for Eastdale Village project and make a necessary improvement to the New York Route 44 traffic management system at Cherry Hill Drive, DeGarma Road, and Barnes Drive, Victory Lane. And whereas the contractor Hudson Highland Construction LLC has agreed to execute a funding procurement agreement for the town, and whereas the Eastdale Development Project has been the subject of a complete secret review, now therefore be resolved that the supervisor is authorized to receive and execute on behalf of the town a funding procurement agreement with the Hudson Highlands with guarantee a developer in substantially the form annex. So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. That brings us to the end of our agenda. I'd like to make a motion to resume the rules for any topic at all.
Second.
Motion to suspend the rules. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Is there anybody that would like to discuss any item? Please raise your hand, or *6 to unmute, *9 to raise your hand.
There's a Larry Trappell. Is he
Okay.
gone?
Yep. Larry, can you unmute yourself?
Did you want to say anything, Larry?
Unmute. Hello?
There you go. You're
Yes.
unmuted. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Yes, I wanted to talk about the Vassar deer killing.
Yeah, Larry,
And,
this is just start, just so you know, we try to keep everybody to 3 minutes, so go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Vassar's deer killing ignores the terrible outbreak of epizootic hemorrhagic disease, known as EHD. This disease is not spread from deer to deer or to humans, but by small bugs who bite the deer, who then die within 36 hours. Outbreaks occurred in much of the Hudson Valley and clearly affected the deer population in Poughkeepsie. This was brought up at the last meeting by Supervisor Baisley, who said that hundreds of dead deer were collected by the Highway Department, mostly near large water sources because they're dying of thirst, so that's where they go to. Many were found by Wappingers Creek near Vassar. Vassar stated that no dead deer have been found at the preserve, but deer routinely go in and out of it, and one was found just outside the preserve the other day. I spend much time in the preserve myself, and I can personally state that the deer population declined rapidly in 2020. Many days before the baiting started, I saw 0 deer there. But now they are baiting them. I've watched them put the corn out. So claiming there are too many deer is a cunning deception to arrive at those numbers. The USDA purportedly told Vassar that a killing wasn't warranted this year because of EHD, but at Vassar's insistence, they signed up anyway to do it. Vassar also misrepresents the standard suggested as a maximum number of deer to keep the integrity of the property, but it's not really a, quote, forest preserve, as they like to claim. It has farming, sports fields, trail running, and a large sewage system, so they are distorting the numbers they cite, as well as falsely claiming it is a forest preserve. Another outrageous act by Vassar is that they put up a killing tent on the preserve's city property, and I believe they killed deer in that location on Monday. The city has banned this for many years through their strict weapons ordinance, but Vassar has now decided to ignore that ordinance and do what they want without even informing the city. City council members were stunned by this, and I was told Mayor Rollison is requesting Vassar to immediately stop it. I plead with the board to grant Poughkeepsie's deer mercy and instruct Vassar to immediately stop this. We can't wait for new ordinances or legal evaluations this year. The killing has already started. The EHD and the sound violation ordinance they are violating certainly warrants action. I've heard the gunshots and they are very loud. These are 2 powerful reasons to stop killing the deer this year. Thank you.
Larry, just so you know, although, as of this point, we think it's within the college's right still to have their deer management program. After discussion with Vassar College today, they've put it on hold for this year and they suspended the deer management program for 2021 at this time, and they'll look into it later on in the year and reevaluate the program through discussion with Vassar College today.
I'm sorry, Mr. Basley, you're saying they're suspending the killing?
Correct. Yes, the deer management program will be suspended this year and reevaluated as we move forward into next year and relook into the whole program going forward through discussion with Vassar today.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How did that happen again?
We just had a discussion with Vassar and discussed, the disease amongst other things, and came to the conclusion that, we reevaluate and we would discuss with the different council board members through Vassar to get more information as the year went on and reevaluate the program throughout 2021 to see if it goes forward or not. We're not saying it's going to stop, but for this year, it's stopped.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I still see that they're putting corn out today.
This
So,
was a discussion we had earlier today. Mary Ann, would you like to elaborate on that at all?
I'm saying you're saying this decision happened today.
Correct, this afternoon.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Whoever is responsible for that.
I'd like to say something.
Sure.
Sure, go ahead.
Your name?
Because my name is Deborah McGarvey, and because of the lack of deer at Vassar and the killing over the last 10 years, there's been a huge amount of coyote that have infiltrated neighborhoods like mine. Okay, I've run into coyotes walking my dog in the morning, and I want to know, maybe Vassar should consider managing the coyote instead of the deer, because I was walking my dog one morning and I was approached by 2 coyotes. I also had a pack of coyotes kill a wild turkey in my backyard. So, I mean, somebody's going to get hurt, and I want to know who's going to be responsible for that.
Where do you live? Excuse me, could you say where you live? What part of the town?
I live on Whitehall Road.
Yeah, Deborah is in
Right
my
down the street from
neighborhood.
you.
Okay.
right,
So
thank
my-
you.
And we back up to the west
You back-
side of the Vassar Farm.
Anybody else?
This is Bill Crane. May I say something?
Go ahead,
Sure.
sir.
Yeah, there's various wildlife problems that we're confronting, largely because through development and human activities, we've driven wildlife out of their forests. We've taken down the forests and driven them out of their natural habitats. This has created a lot of conflicts, but I think we have a responsibility toward a humane approach to these issues. And before we jump in and decide we're going to kill this or that, let's try to be a compassionate people and have respect and feeling for the other species. They have personalities and feelings like we do, and they want to live like we do. And let's see if we can figure out good solutions, humane solutions. They should be scientifically sound. But let's, I urge you not to jump into killing as a solution. I don't know, where we get the right. Our own species is the one that's really overpopulating the planet, and we don't kill each other. I don't know where we get. We have to consider the ethics of this, and I don't know where we get the right to just kill other species. So I urge some caution and reflection on what we're doing, and consider the ethics, the need to demonstrate respect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Doreen, you had your hand raised?
Yes, thank you. This is the first I'm hearing about packs of coyotes, and again, I don't know that we should be substituting killing deer for, killing coyotes instead of killing deer. And one of the things that I'm surprised at is, the town of Poughkeepsie doesn't have an ordinance like the city of Poughkeepsie does, where you can't discharge firearms in the town. And I find that hard to believe that, I don't know. So maybe that's something that the town needs to look into. But I'd also say that we've seen a lot less deer this year. We usually have them bedding down in our backyard. We have a wooded lot, and we've hardly seen any deer this year. So I think the disease, the EHD, really is taking their toll on the deer. So I'm glad to hear that it is stopped for this year. I really don't think it's necessary, and that another solution, or at least consideration with the town, is in order.
Thank you.
Moving on to a town item, Jay, maybe you could give a explanation as to what happened here. We got a water bill that said we had a total amount due of $0. And when I called the water department to find out, because I wasn't expecting to get a bill until I think like February, I was told that there was some mistake and we should have gotten another letter in addition to the bill explaining what happened. Well, that was about a week ago, I think we got the bill, and I never did get a letter of explanation. So I'm wondering what happened, how it happened. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, Doreen, I can fill you on my version of it. Hopefully I'll get it right. Is when they went and they did the re-levy, which goes to the county, there was a mistake in the re-levy, and where the numbers got lost, they got buried way back in the Munis program, and it took weeks to get it out there, and it was sending out wrong numbers. It was giving wrong credits. So we actually held up from sending out bills for a few weeks to work with Munis to get the system corrected. Because when they did the re-levy, it was giving credits to the wrong accounts. It was re-levying them more than once, so people are coming back with negative balances and regular balances. So it took them a couple weeks to get through and go into the whole program and dig deep into the program to find out where it actually was. It took them a while to find it, and the bills just started going back out like a week ago.
Okay,
may-
so
and maybe
so not
during-
everybody
maybe
not
you-
everybody gets their bill then at the same time.
Right. No, there's different groups. I think there's 4 different groups of bills that go out.
And Doreen, you might get the letter. I just got a Christmas card today that a friend of mine in Colorado sent out December 14th. So hello, mail.
Yeah.
It's taken a little while.
Okay, and then the only other thing is again, I know I talk about this frequently at meetings, it would be good to not have special consent items, you know, just introduce the day of the meeting. Again, it's better to give residents time to look at the agenda items, so. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Doreen. Give Marcy Schwartz one. Go ahead, Mrs. Schwartz. If you can unmute
Marcy, do you
yourself.
want to say something? If you unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
I can unmute.
Unmute yourself.
Star 6 to unmute yourself, Marcy. We can't hear you.
I'm asking her to unmute, but.
Mute, okay.
There you go. You're
Am
unmuted.
I okay now?
Yes,
Good.
you're okay.
Okay. I want to, although I am so very thankful that Vassar stopped killing deer this year, since the carrying capacity of the square mile within which the farm is, since it itself is not a square mile, is really approximately 80 animals, because Vassar Farm is within and part of a suburban environment and not a forest preserve. I still am thankful that I'm very thankful they stopped killing this year. However, I want to briefly explain why the kills are in violation of the town noise ordinance, and the town should in the future not allow Vassar to be firing rifles within the town. I am a lawyer. I am going to explain it legally, but I promise it really is not too hard to understand. The first thing I want to say is Vassar knows is subject to the town noise ordinance because it started saying that it was using silencers on the 3 rifles that it is allowed to use by the Department of Environmental Conservation in killing deer. It turns out there's no such thing as a silencer for a rifle. It's called a suppressor, and it has very, very little impact on the sound of the actual boom of the firing. The sound of the firing remains at between 140, or is reduced to between 140 and 165 decibels. 140 decibels is the same level of sound as an ambulance siren. That is why Doreen could hear the shooting at her house 3/4 of a mile away over the last couple of years when suppressors were being used. I live 3/4 of a mile away. I don't want to hear it. And I just want to let you know, for those of you who are not as quite familiar with that area, that it is only a half a mile from the town killing site to the new senior living center at Boardman and Spack-and-Kill Roads. It is only a half a mile to the Our Lady of Lourdes High School, and it's only a half a mile to the Boardman Road Library. So I think that the noise ordinance has to be taken very seriously. That doesn't include even the 350 houses that I counted to be within the 3/4 mile sound range. I'm not going to get into this in depth. I just want to say, by barring Vassar College from shooting rifles within the town, you're also protecting town residents from a potential errant or mistaken rifle shot. Those rifle bullets travel at least a mile, and like the count of houses that I just mentioned, someone's going to get killed. There's a reason that there's no hunting at Vassar Farm, and there's a reason that there are no rifles that can be used within Dutchess County. Now, turning to the legal issue, I emailed a Vassar's deer damage permit to the board members earlier today, just because I knew this would have to be by Zoom. And I'm going to read part of the sentence that's relevant. It's under action-specific conditions. It says that Vassar must abide by local firearms discharge ordinances or obtain a written waiver. So in other words, so that speaks for itself. They are subject to any town ordinance or city ordinance in this case that regulates guns. Now, let's turn to go right away to the town of Poughkeepsie sound ordinance, the relevant section, and I sent this out to you by email today too. Again, I'm sorry about doing that. I normally would have brought it to the meeting and distributed it. we're looking at Chapter 39, Section 4M. It's very simple. It says that the following are unlawful noises that would violate the noise ordinance. And subsection M, titled Explosive, Firearms, and Similar Devices, says the use of firing of explosives, firearms, or similar devices so as to create unreasonable noise. There is therefore the presumption that the firing of a gun, much less a rifle, which is extremely loud, does violate the noise ordinance. By the way, the noise ordinance mentions elsewhere that 60 decibels would be the most that would be acceptable during the hours that Vassar shoots, and we're talking 140 decibels. Now, the only thing so far, therefore, what we have is that Vassar's firing rifles within the town is illegal because it would violate the sound ordinance. However, there's an exception under the subsection M that we were just going over that says it is an exception if a firearm is being shot for hunting, at a firing range, or at a gun club. If any of those three things were true, there would be no violation of the sound ordinance, of noise ordinance. However, we can rule out right away shooting at a gun club or shooting at a fire range, which we know this not to be. Therefore, the only way that Vassar can legally be firing rifles within the town of Poughkeepsie is if this was legal hunting. It is not. As I mentioned before, in Dutchess County, remember Vassar uses rifles. In Dutchess County, it is illegal to hunt by rifle, period. It is one of the few counties in New York State where that is the case. Second of all, and I had an exhibit to show, but I'm having to be on my phone, so I can't do it. The kills are held not during hunting season. Hunting season ended December 13, 2020. They are held after hunting season. Baiting deer. Vassar baits the deer, as Larry had mentioned, by putting out corn for 3 weeks and getting them used to coming and peaceably eating. Not only is that extremely unethical, but it is an illegal hunting practice in New York State. That is another reason that this is, what they're doing cannot be considered hunting. 2 more reasons. No hunting Vassar Farm is not a legal hunting ground in New York State. And let's see, what else did I have? Yes, and finally, Vassar is only allowed to shoot at the farm pursuant to a deer damage permit. It is not shooting under a hunting license. For all of the above reasons, what Vassar's shooting off rifles at Vassar Farm within town bounds does not constitute hunting, nor fall into any of the exceptions from the noise ordinance. It is therefore an outright violation of the noise ordinance, and the town has the obligation to tell Vassar that they may not shoot rifles within the town. I will add that will also be protecting people, including town residents like myself, like Doreen, like you all, but especially those of us like Aunt Shershin who live, and some who have testified who live like even closer to the farm than I do, from a mistake, God forbid a mistake that could happen. So as a town resident, I am asking you to, I don't know procedurally how that would happen, but that Vassar be informed that that any rifle shots will violate the town sound ordinance, and therefore no further deer kills can happen within the town. That's it.
Thanks, Marcia.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah,
Oh, Ann?
Yeah, I'd like to make a comment on the deer, because as you know, my backyard backs up to Vassar Farm, and I'm a neighbor of Deborah's. And I used to have 3 to 5 deer that bed down, especially in the fall and winter in my backyard, and we haven't seen any of them My husband's been working from home in the basement facing out at the backyard. And in March and April, he used to see a solitary deer come through, and he hasn't seen that deer since April. So in my opinion, the deer population has dropped. I find it hard to believe it hasn't dropped on the Vassar farm, but I suspect it has dropped significantly. And I don't think Deborah really meant that they need to go out and start shooting coyotes. Our concern is the coyotes eat the deer. And we want to maintain a balance here so that there are young deer and older deer for the coyotes to eat. And therefore, they're less interested in going after neighborhood dogs and cats.
Well balanced meal.
Yeah, it's just a way to try to keep the balance of nature going there.
I just want to add that I saw a significant decrease in the deer in my area also, and we used to have usually a baby or two that was born in our yard and kind of grew up in our yard every spring and summer, and that didn't happen this year. The one thing that was very strange was that I saw my first coyote up close, and it was a mother. She had two pups that she had that must have been born, sometime in the early spring. They were literally one of the pups was sleeping under my front porch, which it's cute, but it's scary because those are not domesticated animals. And I spoke to someone who had raised the issue that one of the reasons they may be coming down to the neighborhoods is because of the fewer deer, and they're coming looking for them. And so every action has a reaction, and sometimes we don't realize it until somewhere down the road. So I don't know that the deer call caused that, but I do think that the disease that came through and impacted the deer probably caused that coyote to come into a residential area. And I mean, it is a scary animal. The pups are very cute. I have pictures of them. They're cute, mangy little things, but they will kill to survive, and they'll kill our cats, our dogs, or whatever. So I do think we got to take all these things into consideration. And I don't think that she meant to kill coyotes instead of deer, but when you kill something out there in nature, you might preserve a sapling, but you may then end up having coyotes come out to look through the neighborhoods to find something to eat. So I appreciate the fact that Vassar took the step to stop the call this year, and I hope that we have an ongoing dialogue with them about what they're doing, why they're doing it, and what options and alternatives exist. So I hope we don't end up next year at the same time having the same discussion. I hope we're able to work through it now rather than just put it away for a while and pick it back up when the issue becomes, a pressing issue. So I do appreciate everybody chiming in and Jay reaching out to Vassar and getting them to work with us, because I think that's a good thing. It's better when we can talk and discuss and communicate. So thank you, Jay, because this is something that didn't occur previously. So it's a good thing.
I would just like to say, I didn't mean for them to go out and kill the coyote, but when I walk in the morning, when I walk my dog, I did come face to face with two coyote, and it was pretty scary. Okay. So,
Okay.
and I have a small dog.
Thank
So I literally put the dog in my coat, zipped it up, ran home, total out of breath, and called the police.
All right, thank you.
Because
Thanks, Deborah.
I didn't know what else to do.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Stefan, just so you know, that is going to be an open dialogue. We will, the board had a lot of questions last meeting, so the dialogue with Vassar is we will be addressing all those questions and see if there's other avenues, other alternatives. This was a start of an open dialogue with them in relation to this and other things going on. We have a decent rapport with the president, and the fact that we work very well with them. We've started annual, semi-annual meetings with them to discuss other issues on campus, so this will just be part of those discussions, and the different board members will be invited in to ask all questions they want about any topic there. So it should be a nice open discussion. We started this with the school districts 2 years ago, and Vassar brought up they wanted to start it this year, and we thought it was a great idea to do it with the colleges also.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Jay.
Anybody have anything else? If not, motion to go to executive session. Yep. Yeah.
Be resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby adjourn to executive session to consider the following: discussions regarding proposed pending or current litigation, Pedersen, Rettel, Miller. to discuss matters which are exempt under the open meeting law, including matters subject to attorney-client privilege. So move.
Second.
Got a motion
Before
second?
you vote on that, there was just one other, pardon me, Jack. The proposed or potential acquisition or lease of real property, where discussion might substantially affect the value thereof. Pardon me.
So moved.
So moved.
So moved. Got a motion, a
Second.
second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Town board goes into executive session, 8:07 PM. Thank you, everybody. Have a great start to 2021, and thanks for your input tonight.